Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Siti AISYAH binti ISMAIL. My matric number is A22A1188.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Puteri from NADIA. My matric number is A22A1236.
Hi everyone, my name is ZHENG and my matric number is A22A1273.
Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Mohamad Safwan. My name is Puteri Zahirah binti Megat Mohamad Nezam. My matrix number is A22B1091.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti IZZAN and my matrix number is A22A0189.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is AMIRRAH binti AZMI and my matrix number is AFT1083.
Today I'm going to illustrate the effect of the issue about the price ceiling of sugar. The price ceiling is a policy that carried out by the government that is lower than equal price. The purpose of this policy is to protect consumers from being oppressed by the seller that raise their selling price. The original equivalent of the sugar market is reached when the demand curve DD interest the supply cost SS at the equal point E0 with the price P0 and quantity Q0. When the government feels that the price is too high and oppress the consumer, then the government will set a fair price for the consumer, which is level price level. This is called the price ceiling. Before the ceiling price is in place, the price that the consumer have to pay is P0. But after the ceiling price is imposed, the price is reduced to P1. Price P0, the consumer spending is 0, P0, E0, Q0. After the price ceiling is implemented, spending is reduced to 0, P1, FQ0. However, at the price P1, it was found that the quantity of demand exceeds the quantity of supply, or called excess demand, which is equal to Q0 FG Q2. If excess the demand is left without any appreciation action, then the price will rise again to P0. Therefore, to avoid the price increase, the government will act by the irrational policy. Through a rational policy, each user purpose are limited. Usually, this method rationally is done through the giving of certain coupons. Only users who have the coupons allowed to buy them, so the market price will remain high at P1. In conclusion, price ceiling policy is implemented, the price will fall from P0 to P1.
Okay, in my opinion and the research that have been found, there are 5 factors that will affect the price of the sugar. One of the factors that affect the price of the sugar is global inventories. Low level of bulk sugar stocks are indicative of a strong demand, weak supply, or a combination of the two. The supply chain of this commodity is comparatively long. Therefore, in instances when there are issues pertaining to storing the commodity, then there is also a significant impact on sugar price. Then the second factor that will affect the price of the sugar is valuation of US dollar. Quite like other commodities that are traded internationally, sugar is also priced in terms of US dollar. In instance when there is a decrease in the value of the US dollar as compared to the sugar buyer's currency, the buyer would be spending less of his currency to buy a given amount of the commodity. With the commodity becoming less expensive, there would be an increase in demand, which would push the price up and have an impact on sugar import and export. Furthermore, availability of substitutes will also affect the price of the sugar. Chemical sweeteners and high fructose corn syrup are some of the substitutes of sugar. The increasing use of such substitute can have an impact on the price. As of now, sugar is responsible for around 70% of the global demand, and artificial sweeteners accounting for the rest. Moreover, the fourth factor is government intervention. Many a times, sugar markets get distorted by subsidies and import tariffs. In some instances, governments have been known to design import tariffs to protect the interests of domestic farmers, which have raised the price, which in turn has prompted the use of alternative products to sugar, such as high fructose corn syrup. In addition, weather will also be a factor that affect the price of the sugar. Warm and dry weather is necessary for the production of sugarcane. Drought conditions can cause damage to sugarcane farmers. Moreover, wet weather can come in the way of harvesting the sugarcane crops, which in turn would become harder of sugar getting to the market. Adverse weather can also bring down the sugar content in the cane and have an impact on the sugar price.
Hi, my name is Siti Aisyah Binti Ismail, and I will continue the next question. Give your opinion about the issue, causes or benefits. The first causes is increases in human population. It leads to increasing in total consumption of sugar. The demand for sugar will increase. So when this happens, most firms increase the price to maximize profit. Thus, the cost living of consumers will increase. Therefore, government implemented the price ceiling to prevent the monopolistic exploitation of consumers. Other than that, the other causes of this issue is inflation. Inflation occurs when there is a continuous increase in the general level of price. It reduces a person's income by reducing the purchasing power of money. The continuous rising in sugar price has increased the cost living of consumers, as sugar is considered as necessity goods. People will still buy it although the price is high. Thus, to protect the welfare of society, government will implement a ceiling price policy for sugar. This will prevent sellers from selling the sugar at higher price than stipulated. Then, inflation also can be overcome. The benefits from the implementing of price ceiling from the government is firstly, it can alleviate the rising cost living of consumers. Consumer burden can be reduced as the power purchasing increases. they can buy more sugar at low prices, and therefore their standard of living increases too. This majority to help people in the lower income group to buy necessity goods, and the poverty gap also can be overcome. Other than that, it can also maintain the welfare of firms because when sugar prices fall, producers will get subsidy by the government in the sugar's production. As a result, their production costs can be reduced and they can maximize profits and minimizes loss. The subsidy will usually be given in between the gap of price ceiling and the market price. Sugar in Malaysia has been subsidized and been controlled by the government in terms of price. So, price of sugar in Malaysia is relatively low compared with most countries. Malaysia import 99% of the raw sugar from other countries. But although most of the raw sugar is imported, Malaysia's producer still able to survive by selling the sugar below the market price because of the subsidies given by the government.
Hi, my name is Puteri Zahirah. I will continue to present for case study 4. This case study is about chapter 3, which is a government intervention in the market. I will start with a question 4A. The question is, why did the government propose a minimum price for all low-cost homes? So the first one is to ensure that housing remain affordable for the selected target group. Based on the text above, that regulation will also be introduced to limit the purchase of affordable housings to only one for an eligible citizens. It is to increase the supply of affordable housings. So the second one is the text above also highlight that the government will continue to priorities providing better access to affordable housing to the rakyat by increasing access to house financial as well, while existing housing schemes will be improved to assist the B40 and M40 household to own houses. The next question is 4B. The question is in the second paragraph, it was mentioned that the setting price ceiling. Using a diagram, explain what will happen to the market price and the quantity. Based on the diagram that I sketched above, I will explain the diagram before the price ceiling occurs. The demand curve DD intersect the supply curve SS at the equilibrium point. At the equilibrium price level P0, the quantity of market demand is equal to the quantity of market supply, which is the equilibrium quantity Q0. Market equilibrium E0 is reached with the equilibrium price at a P0 and equilibrium quantity Q0. So, the question is what happened to the market price and the quantity? After the price ceiling occurs, the government lower the price from the equilibrium price P0 to P1, while the quantity supply decreased from Q0 to Q1 and the quantity demand increased from Q0 to Q2, while the equilibrium point does not move. That means there is excess demand equal to the shortage.
For the question 4C, besides imposing a maximum price, explain two other measures taken by the government to discourage house price increases. Firstly, the government should restrict the activities of real estate speculators that can influence real estate market prices. For example, eliminate the activities of real estate investor clubs that buy properties in bulk from developers at 20 to 30% discount and resell them to buyers at the current market price. Thus, there will be more people who can own houses, especially to those in the lower income, and their living standard will also increase. Other than that, the government should give opportunities to small contractors who are experienced and have a good performance and track record to build houses and sell them to those who don't have houses yet. The government should also simplify the licensing and taxation conditions for the contractor. This is to avoid the dominance of large developers who have the power to determine the house prices.
Thank you, IZZAN, for your explanation. Now, I will explain the question D. What is question D? Question D states that a study by the Housing Ministry has shown that in 2019, price of low-cost house will be increased. Using a diagram, explain the impact of this factor and the impact of an increased price on the low-cost house market. From the question, I will explain the answer using a diagram above. Before the price floor occurs, the demand curve DD intersect the supply curve SS at the equilibrium point E. At the equilibrium price level PO, the quantity of market demanded is equal to the quantity of market supply, which is the equilibrium quantity QO. Market equilibrium EO is reached with equilibrium price at PO and equilibrium quantity QO. After the price floor occurs, the government rise the price from the equilibrium price PO to P1, while the quantity demanded decrease from QO to Q1 and the quantity supplied increase from QO to Q2, while the equilibrium point does not move and there is excess supply. The impact of this factor is divided into two views, the consumer and the government. From the point of view of consumers, the cost of living from the M40 and B40 groups cannot afford to have a high house market price. As for the government's point of view, producers rise the price of the low-cost house market to maximize the profit. That's all for our group. Thank you for your attention and goodbye!